Hi everyone, welcome back to my vlog. This is my life because guess what? This is my life. So my last video, I said that that was going to be my last video for the night, but because my anxiety is the way it is, I figured I got to do something to distract me. And what better way to distract me is to play with my pendulum board. And I have my selfie light on me. I wanted to hook up my microphone. It plugs into my phone and it connects to my selfie light, but it's too heavy for the stand I have to use. That is just a small little stand since I'm sitting on my bed. And what this goes to is it goes to my vlogging kit that I have that I got from TikTok when TikTok was having that purple ticket thing going on. I got this and it came with a selfie light and a stand. It's actually this stand right here that I've been using my other cell phone thing on. But what I'm using right now is just something that you set your cell phone on, and it made it too heavy. So, all right, so I'm gonna play with my pendulum board, and I have my pendulum, if I can find what I did with it. There it is. All right, so this is my pendulum. It's a tiger's eye with the triple goddess. I have that right here. So that's that. I turned off my fans. They're actually on low because I can't turn them off completely because I have problems breathing with my anxiety. And since you can't see my pendulum board, if it's here, you really can't see what I'm doing. I took my pillow that I got from Michael's when they were having the Halloween sale. I got this for, my husband picked this up for me for like $6-7. It was originally like 20 something. So I'm gonna use this, which is kind of funny because it's a fortune teller pillow. I'm gonna use that to set my pendulum board on. And when you set it down, okay, when you set this down, you make sure this is at the top. So this will be right there. So yes would be there and yes would be towards me. So you got yes, rephrase, maybe, no, rephrase, yes, maybe, and no. And then you got the alphabet, then you've got the days of the week are in there. You've got you got your numbers right there, and I got my little kitty cat right there. So my husband picked that up for me, and you make sure that the cat is going in the right direction when you set it down. Now, we live right next to an old funeral home. They're working on it right now. I'm not sure if they're going to open it back up to be a funeral home, but obviously a lot of dead people over there. And I found out that there's been a couple people that have died in this house. So there are a lot of spirits in this place. And plus having a funeral home right next door, you have spirits coming in and out. And at night I can hear spirits. Strange things do happen. The TV starts malfunctioning. My security camera starts malfunctioning. The cats start acting weird. And we all know that cats and animals can see spirits. So I believe in ghosts. I don't know about anybody else. I've been experiencing things with the supernatural since I was 8 years old. I'm not going to get into detail about the situation because it's a long story. But it has to do with a little girl that was in my bedroom when I was 8 years old, and she wanted me to play, and it was in the middle of the night. Scared the shit out of me. I didn't want to play, so I covered my head up with the blanket and whatnot. When I woke up in the morning, my room was just like trashed. My toys were thrown out of my closet. My clothes were ripped off the hangers. Everything was scattered. Believe me, I got my ass busted for this because my mom didn't believe me that I did not do it. And I hope she believes me now. But that's when I first started experiencing things with supernatural. And it seems like everywhere I moved, I've always had something supernatural happening. I have dealt with nice spirits. I have dealt with bad spirits. I have dealt with shadow people. I have dealt with poltergeists. And I've actually caught on a recording, I've actually caught spirits talking. I have caught spirits on camera. Unfortunately, I have no proof of that anymore because I don't have those files anymore because I don't have that laptop anymore. But I still have those memories. So let's play with the pendulum board. Now, I'm not 100% sure if my cell phone is on Do Not Disturb, so there might be some breaks in this video because my husband is at work and we do send Snapchats back and forth. He's in security, so it does get boring during the night. And he knows I get bored here too, and with my anxiety and the way my health has been shitty for the past couple days, he knows that I don't sleep very well. And I haven't slept very well since we moved out to the city anyways, because I just don't like being here. And I had to take my case off my cell phone so it would just sit right so my case is off my cell phone. I also brought out my tarot cards. I thought this would be funny for my husband because he smokes marijuana. It's legal here in New York. And I've never owned a tarot deck of my own. This is actually my first tarot deck that I can remember. I might have had one when I was younger. I'm not 100% sure. My mom bought me my very first witchcraft book. It was the Teen Witch. And I wish I could find that book again because that would be something that I would like to have because, you know, it was something my mom bought me after she explained to me about us having witches in our family, mediums in our family. And of course, with my father being Native American, you know, you got that on that side because the Native Americans, they believe in everything spiritual and whatnot. So a lot of that's in my blood. And the funny thing is I have very sensitive hearing. I can hear things that normal people cannot hear. When my children were younger, I could be in bed and the living room would be all the way down the hall. But the minute my kids turn on the TV, I could hear that electrical sound that comes out of a TV when the TV is turned on. And I know that my children are up and they're messing with the TV. And they know they're not supposed to turn the TV on. And if they get up, they're to stay in their room or come and get me so I can be up with them. Because I did not like my children being up alone when they were younger. So I've been dealing with a lot of things spiritually. Ghosts, poltergeists, shadow people, you name it. Okay, I've been terrified. I've been traumatized. Believe me, especially one time I had a shadow person in our master bedroom. My husband at the time was a truck driver and I was home alone with the kids, and I had a shadow person that liked to stay in the master bedroom. So he only showed up at night, so I slept in the living room. And we had a situation where it came out of the room at night and was walking very slowly down the hall, or floating slowly. I don't know what they do. And it paused next to my girl's bedroom door and just stared in there. And then it came back and it started walking again, and it turned to my son's bedroom. And that was really close to me because my son's bedroom was like right near the doorway, the doorway, the area where you get out of the hall and you enter the living room. And it frightened me because it was going near my children, and that scared the shit out of me. And all I remember is sitting up and screaming at this thing, telling it needed to go back to the master bedroom and leave my children alone. It does not belong here. I don't want it here. I just started screaming at this thing. And after that, I ripped the ripped the mattress out of my daughter's room, my oldest daughter's mattress, ripped it off the bunk bed, and at night they would be sleeping in the living room on that mattress in there with me, and we had a door, a little like short door. I had my husband put a short door to block the hallway because I did not want to see down that hallway at night, so I could have my kids with me because I didn't know what this thing was capable of. I had it follow me to the next place I moved to, and it has followed me since, and luckily I have not seen, and unfortunately there's no wood for me to knock on. I'll knock on this, even though it's not real wood. I have not seen a shadow person here, so I'm lucky. So I have Bob's Burgers playing on the TV just to have something going. So what we do is I place the pendulum on the board, and I have to be very careful with this because I do have hand tremors, so I have to make sure that my hand is very steady. And then what I do is I lift it up with it still touching the board, okay? And I leave it down there when I ask the question. So my first question is are there any spirits in this room? And it's swinging back and forth. So it is saying, yes, there are spirits in this room. Is the spirit a female? Okay, so it's still swinging yes. And we do have a female in here. Her name is Alma. The last time I spoke to the spirit board, and it was a little girl, and I found out that she drowned in her family pool, and her funeral was actually at the funeral home that's next door to us. Okay, is this Emma? So yes, it is Emma. Is there anyone else with you? Okay, so she is alone. It's just Emma. Okay, it stopped. Because I didn't ask a question, it stopped. Emma, I don't know if I asked you this before, but how old were you when you passed away? Eight. She was 8 years old. Okay, Emma, I'm gonna stop bothering you for now. And no, you don't want me to stop bothering you? Okay. Is there anything you want to tell me tonight? Yes, there is something you want to tell me. What do you want to tell me? H. A. P, P, Y, M. I think I know what she's saying. O, T, H, E, R, S, D, A, Y. Well, thank you, Alma. She told me Happy Mother's Day. I'm gonna set it down again. So Emma is with us right now. I don't remember if I asked her before how old she was, but she seems to hang around here a lot. Another person here has seen her. I haven't seen her, but I have heard her playing in the hall. And I know I've heard her in here, but I thought it was the cats. So. Are you going to be a good girl tonight? Yes. She's going to be a good girl tonight. Are you going to watch TV with me tonight? Pagan, you're distracting me. Do you like the kitties? Yes, she likes the kitties. Did you own any animals before you passed away? Yes. Was it a dog? No, wasn't a dog. Was it a cat? Is that why you like hanging out in this room? Yes. Was it a gray kitty? No. Was it a black kitty? Yes, black kitty. And what was your kitty's name? Is that a V? Okay, yes, it did start with a V. What is the second letter of your kitty's name? O. What's the third letter of your kitty's name? was the third letter of the kitty's name? Fourth letter of the kitty's name? Is that the kitty's name? Is the kitty's name Vonnie? Okay, so the kitty's name's Vonnie. All right, so I'm gonna leave you alone, Emma, and I'm gonna take a break from that. Okay, so she had a black kitty named Vonnie. Weird name. And I know there's people out there that don't believe in this stuff, but I believe in this stuff. The other night I was smelling cigarette smoke in here, and nobody smokes cigarettes in here. I haven't smoked cigarettes since, my last time I smoked cigarettes was November 30th, 2020. So my first day of not smoking cigarettes was December 1st, 2020. And my husband doesn't smoke cigarettes, he vapes. And I just started smelling cigarette smoke. And that kind of concerned me because back when my mom passed away and I was at my dad's house spending the night after my mom passed away, I smelled cigarette smoke and I could hear a lighter flicking. And I knew my mother was in that house with me. So the minute I started smelling the cigarette smoke, I hurried up, I turned a light on, I grabbed the pendulum board, and I started asking questions. And sure enough, it was my mother. My mother was in here with me. And the reason why she was here with me is because my anxiety and my mental health was getting really bad, and she wanted to be here to protect me since I was home alone, so nothing happened to me. So my mother was here, in here with me, and it scared me at first because that's not a spirit I want to see. I mean, I would love to be able to see my mother again, but to see my mother knowing that she's gone, that she's passed on, would probably really traumatize me. It would probably, one, scare the shit out of me, and two, it would really hurt. It would hurt seeing my mother again, knowing that I would never be able to see her alive. And coming May 21st, it'll be 22 years that my mom has been passed away. She was 47 years old, and she passed away from a heart attack. Which is the reason why I get really scared when things happen to my heart, because of what happened to my mother. So I'm going to say goodnight to my board, and I'm going to put my pendulum back in my cute little velvet case that my husband gave me. Okay, place that on there. And nobody's allowed to touch the pendulum except for me. Only the owner of the pendulum is to touch the pendulum. Nobody else is to touch it. And I'm going to take my pillow and put my pillow back on the side of the bed, because now that we got these, wish I put different pajamas on. Now we got these weird little seat things here. I don't need that little pillow over here. I'm not going to play with my tarot cards tonight. I just thought I'd show you guys my tarot cards. I'll just show you some of them. All right. So, and I'm the only one that's to touch these too. Okay, there's some still in there, but I just wanted to show some of these. Like, see, it's got little bongs, and they represent different things. I have to look at the guide and everything to know what they represent because I haven't looked at it in a while. But so those are all the different little different cards. I believe I scan this and it'll bring me to the guide. The cat just scared the shit out of me. Pagan, can you not be doing that late at night, please? You scare the crap out of me doing that. Yes, my cat's name is Pagan. We have Pagan and we have Sage. So those are the cats. And why do they keep playing the same Family Guy episode over and over again? So who else out there believes in pendulum boards? Now, I used to have a Ouija board and I don't anymore. I don't know what happened to it. Used to have a Ouija board. I can't seem to find any anywhere anymore. I have thought about making my own Ouija board, but I figured this is almost like a Ouija board, except it's small, it's portable, travel size, and it's easier to move around and it's easier to store for me because of us living in such a small place. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna message my husband and I'm gonna settle myself down and hopefully I am able to get to sleep, because if not, it's gonna be a long night again, like it was the other night where I made the video about having a bad night. Hopefully Tuesday I can get some answers about my medication, maybe lower the medication because I think it's a little too much for me right now, or find something that doesn't make me not want to sleep, because there's not many things that I can take that can help me sleep. And it's too late at night to call a pharmacy, and I keep forgetting to call the pharmacy to find out what I can take, and I'm very forgetful. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody have a nice night. This is probably my last video for the night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. So bye for now.